Good evening, day, morning, wherever in the world you may find yourself. Happy Thursday, potentially Friday if you're way far away from me. It is getting towards the end of the week. We are here again to hang out and stream and game and hopefully just have a really good time, just chilling. It is Gus, flying solo tonight, doing some something's puzzling. Gus. Jess is out. She is enjoying some outside air. Hopefully, it's pretty clean. We've had some unfortunate fires nearby, and that's been messing with the air quality, but it's good to be able to get out. So I hope she's having a good time. I'm going to have a good time. I get to play one of my favorite games. I get to hang out with y'all, and I get to just chill. It's been a long work day. It's been a crazy one, crazy few days. There's been a lot of stuff that's popped up of a sudden and needing me to jump in on. Um, so I am glad to be able to do something that I find relaxing and just a nice way to chill. So, yeah, hope everybody's had a good week. The week overall has been pretty good. In the States, we have a holiday weekend coming up for a lot of folks. I thankfully get to be one of those folks. My work gives me Labor Day off, so Jess and I are going to run off to the woods and try to find a nice place to go camp and hopefully near some water if we can track it down, and also hopefully someplace not too hot and with some nice trails or something nearby so we can kind of get out of town and enjoy a little bit of time off. So I get to do this. Jess will be streaming this weekend if you are so inclined. I believe it's on Saturday. She's going to be streaming with a friend of hers, a Sloth Journey. And I forget exactly what they're going to be doing, but you should, I think it's like Sloth's birthday or some kind of event that they're doing a longer stream and having various people jump on. So Jess is going to be part of that. So Saturday afternoon Pacific Standard Time, check her out and have some fun and do some more cool gaming things with folks. But today we're going to play one we've had for a little bit. Just got this one for us when she was working at the game store. This is Kinfire Delve by Incredible Dream. Knew was an I word. Incredible Dream. These Kinfire Delve games are very, very fun. It is a wonderful co-op game, which is one of my favorite things to do. It involves dice, which is also one of my favorite things to do. And it's hard, which I also enjoy. So we get to go have an adventure. We get to go try to dive down a well and defeat the evil Callous and try to restore order. So let's jump down to the table so y'all can see. This is a layout we got. This is the basic well. This is the representation of the level of the well that we are at. This over here is the remaining depth of the well. This the very large pile here. We have to go down this well so that we can get to Callous and try to defeat them and win the overall adventure. Just so y'all know, we are in the world of Atios. And after thousands of years, the starless nights have returned. Wherever their darkness falls, landscapes are twisted beyond recognition and entire cities are swallowed without a trace. Only the light of Kinfire can protect from the starless nights, and only the town of Din Lux is known to still possess a Kinfire lighthouse. From its city gates, members of the Seekers Guild venture out, wielding their Kinfire lanterns, allowing them to journey outside the protected area without fear. So we are going to be Seekers dispatched to one of the mysterious and magical wells of Atios, working together, well, me, because this one's going to be solo, but you can play this. Each box is a 1 or 2 player game, but if you own one of the other boxes, there are 3 of these, then you can use the characters that come in those to combine with characters from other ones to play up to 4 player games. So you could be a team. But I am a team of 1. So we're going to try to delve to get to the bottom of the well and defeat the master and prevent them from being unleashed upon the world. We don't want Callous out. Your mission, Guildmaster Lyra, the head of the Seekers Guild, addresses you before sending you on your mission. Since the Starless Knights have returned, other myths of old have re-emerged as well. One of those legends is the Wells of Atios. The wells are places where normal rules don't apply, with reality itself warped by each well's master into a reflection of itself. Our mages have discovered that the wells of legend are real and that they are steadily growing in power. If we don't regularly disperse their energies with the help of Kinfire lanterns, the masters will be unleashed upon the world to do as they please. Today, I am sending you to the well known as Callous Lab. Be very careful, as one of our best seeker squads, the Bronze Needles, disappeared when investigating the area. All we know for sure is that the area around the well has begun to die. Seek out victory and return safely. I think it's interesting that she tells us that one of their best seeker squads, the Bronze Needles, bronze is usually third place, but that's the best, disappeared. Now she's sending in us. Apparently not the best. B team stepping up, coming in. Thanks, Guildmaster Lyra. We'll do you proud. We're going to try to delve down into this well and see if we can take out Callous, prevent him from coming up and doing some damage. How we play this game. If we were playing a 2 or more player game, everybody would take their turn, and their turn would consist of 3 phases. The very first phase is you would choose one of these 4 cards to engage with. There are 3 different types of cards. Combats, puzzles, and traps. Well, I should say there are 2 different types of cards. There are challenges and there are events. Events are just something that if you engage with one, that's your entire turn. You read the text, you're good. Maybe the text will tell you to do something specific, but otherwise you're done. The challenges come in 3 different types: puzzles, traps, and combat. Each of these are one of the challenges. We don't have any events out yet, so we'll see one of those come off because we will have to go down through this whole deck. You choose one of these 4 to be the obstacle that you're going to engage with, and each of them has one of 3 colors. Hopefully these are coming through. It's a little bit off, but bear with me on that. So we got 2 blues, a green, and a red. Those are the 3 different colors of challenges, and they correspond to colors of cards that I have in my hand to go down the well fighting these obstacles with. There are also white cards, which are wild. They could be any color. So I'm going to choose one of these, and then I can use one of the cards from my hand to engage with it. The card has a value in the top corner that tells me the strength of the card to fight against the strength of the obstacle that I'm going against. So 5, 7, 8, and 14 down on this one. So if I wanted to fight this red obstacle, the Hungry Chest Trap, I have this one red card. It's red or blue. Some of them have 2 different colors. Some of them are solidly 1 color. And again, white is any color. So I could use this card to fight that Hungry Chest because it has red on it. Or I could use one of my 2 white cards. I don't have any other red cards. So I would choose one of those cards. So maybe I'm going to try this one. I'm going to try the Eyes of the Huntress. So I'm starting with a value of 2 to try to fight the trap that's at 5. There's also text down here at the bottom of the card that says discard before any seeker rolls to skip that roll. So instead of using this as a card that I would go to fight, on another turn, I could discard to skip that roll. Why would I want to skip that roll? Huh, it's interesting. What advantage would there be to skipping the roll? But that's what it says. Discard before any secret rolls to skip that roll. So that is other text that these cards have. And these are open. Like when we're playing as a team, I can say I've got a lot of green power. I can do some really good damage against that. I got a little bit of blue. You know, if I wanted to try to fight one of these blue obstacles, I have a 3, and it says if I fail a combat, ignore the penalty. So that's pretty cool. I could try to go up against one of these because failure breeds consequences. Um, so that's the first part of your turn. You're going to choose one of your cards. You're going to play it out there to commit to one of these 4 places, obstacles, traps, puzzles to go down the well. Once you've done that, then you, in a solo player game, or other players in a multiplayer game, can boost what you are going to do. Boosting is found at the bottom of the cards, and they also carry colors. So this has a blue banner to go boost a blue obstacle. You can only ever play blue with blue, red with red, green with green, or there are ones that are white. So this could count as +4 to any obstacle. I could boost it. And some of them have these symbols, and those are specific to the character. So like my character has a bow and arrow. She is a range fighter. This is Valora Helmsman. Anytime I play a card that has one of these bow and arrow symbols, I can add 1 progress to any challenge not currently being attempted. So not only do I get to fight where we're at, but I also get to throw a progress onto one of the other fights without having to go there, which means not facing consequences on that one for failure. So that's pretty cool. That kind of starts to beat up more than one thing on a turn. So I like her. She's also purple, and I'm doing that in honor of Jess. If you couldn't tell by our background, Jess is a big fan of the color purple. So some of those have symbols to also do other things. So these are some of the stuff you're looking for. You're looking for the power of the card. You're looking for the power of boost. As a solo player, I can do up to 2 other cards from my hand as boosts. So if I wanted to go fight this Guardian here, I could start with a 3. It has the bow and arrow, so I could throw a progress onto one of my other cards. I could then look at my other cards here, and remember the text says if I fail a combat, I ignore the penalty. So maybe I don't necessarily need to win this one. I don't want to burn through a lot of my cards. I may just go for this in the fight, because after I choose to boost or not boost, I then get to roll these 4 dice. There are 3 dice that have 2 faces each of each color. So 2 blue, 2 green, 2 red. There is also 1 die that has 3 white faces and 3 black faces. And remember, white is wild. So when I roll these 4, oh my gosh. I kind of want this to be my real turn. This game is hard enough. You know what? I'm going to make this my real turn. Nobody can stop me. You're not here. Because I have to face the Guardian, really. I want to. Progress cannot be added to any non-Guardian challenge. So as the Guardian is out here, I am not allowed to add progress to any of these challenges. So I want to get rid of the Guardian as fast as possible. Some of these cards are going to have these black bolded texts on them. Those create rules for out here being while that card is out here. That's a rule that's in play. So this one says progress cannot be added to any other non-Guardian card. So I really need to go after this card first because I can't progress anywhere else. When this challenge enters play, move 1 progress from every other card to it. Thankfully, that came out early. It's the Hungry Chest. It's stealing progress. It would move progress from other cards to it. Now, that's actually not a bad thing for us, potentially, because if you've got a little bit of progress sitting on some of these, this would take them and make itself weaker by taking progress from other cards. Each time another challenge is discarded, suffer 2 health hits, is what this guy says. So those are some of the different fights. But basically, I chose the blue card to go face this Guardian because I have to fight them first. I rolled a bonkers roll. So I had power of 3, plus I have 3 more sitting here, all blue faces, and the white wild face. So I'm sitting 3 plus 4 more. I'm sitting 7. Hey, what's up, Starbuck? Come on in and lurk, friend. You are always welcome. So I'm sitting 7 against the Guardian, which is awesome. Now the Guardian's power is 8. So I'm 1 short, and there's nothing that I can do about that once I've done the roll, because you play your card first, You play other cards for boosts, then you roll the dice, and that's the end of the turn. You go compare to see how you're doing. So I failed. However, I was doing a combat with my capture rune against the Guardian. That's the type of card. And it says ignore the penalty if I fail. So I don't have to suffer the penalty. The penalty and the rewards are listed on the cards underneath the power. There's a little trophy that if you succeed, you get to do that. And usually it's going to have these 2 down arrows, which represent taking cards off of the well, putting them straight over in the discard as things that you don't have to face. That's mostly what the rewards are going to be. Sometimes it might be getting some health back or something like that, but that's great because you want to go down the well as fast as possible. This is not one of those games where like you gather abilities as you go. You are basically getting weaker as you go. So the faster you can go down the well and get to that end fight, the better. So this is a great card. The penalty often will be losing health. And so this one says take 1 health hit. There is this black 10-sided die that starts on 10. This is the entire health for the whole group. If we were playing with 2 people, we would all be represented by this 10-sided die. I get all 10. However, that could mean that I'm going to take a lot of hits as this goes. Once this runs out, that's it. If we go down to 0, it's game over. There are things that will add some health back in, but we got to really watch taking hits. So that's why I was kind of like, I'm safe here because I can avoid that with this card. So there's a pretty great card to start with to go hit against this Guardian. And because it had this symbol, so it had this symbol, so I could go throw progress at one of the other cards. However, remember the Guardian's power says progress cannot be added to any other. So he basically swatted my arrow out of the air that was heading towards this failed experiment. So that's a bummer. That card gets discarded. But I've got 7 out of 8 against the Guardian. And that's a turn. Then it would pass to the next player, which is still me, because I'm by myself. I have a starting hand of 7 cards. I have this pile of cards right here as my deck. I have my character card that reflects my ability, that every time that bow and arrow pops out, I get an extra progress against something else. And then I have my lantern, which starts face down. This is my Kinfire lantern. There are going to be things that will say, charge your Kinfire lantern, in which case I would get to flip this face up, and then I have that ability to do 1 time, and then flip it back over. Now, again, I can charge it back up again later on during the game. If we were playing with multiple players, and so there were multiple lanterns in play, if there was ever a card that said charge a lantern, we could choose as a group whose lantern we are charging. So I'm looking forward to getting to charge my lantern, because once I do that, this card acts as another skill card out of my hand that I can use, and it's got a pretty powerful ability. I don't have to roll. I choose a value of 0 to 7, my choice. So there's no power for the card itself, but I get to hit for 0 to 7. I don't know why I wouldn't want to do 7, but maybe there's somebody that needs like exact change. And I can do that with that card. And once I use it, flip it over, hopefully charge it in later. So that's a cool special ability. Running out of cards in this. So I have this hand of 8 is what I start with. That's a solo player count. The more players, the less cards you're going to have in your hand. Running out of these creates exhaustion. Exhaustion is bad. There are 6 of these exhaustion cards. If I ever have to draw, or if I ever have an empty hand, or I want to get rid of the cards that I have because maybe they're just not good and I want to redraw back up to 8, I have to take an exhaustion card. And that's going to last with me until I can potentially get rid of it by something in the game. Maybe one of the rewards will allow me to get rid of that exhaustion. And these are bad things. It's not good to be exhausted. So we're going to keep going down until we need to fill the 4 spots around the well, and I've got no more cards to do so. So if ever I need to put a 4th card out here and I can't, that means we've reached the bottom of the well. We get to fight against Callous. and we'll talk about how that fight goes when we get there. So that's the game. The artwork is awesome, and I love rolling dice, so the fighting's fun. One thing that we have against Callous, there are 3 of these different Callous cards that start here in the middle, and they do different things. So currently I'm fighting against the Seeking a Cure, which says place 10 progress on Callous at the start of the game. If it is removed from him before you reach the bottom of the well, lose the game. So there are things that are going to tell me to remove progress from Callous. I think there are also things that are going to tell me to place progress on Callous. So hopefully I can maintain at least some kind of number of progress tokens on the Callous card, because if this goes down to 0 before the end of the well, I lose automatically. I don't even get to fight him. So we're going to try to avoid that. Okie dokie. So we have these 4 choices still. And remember, I cannot progress against any card other than the Guardian. I only need 1 hit against the Guardian. There is, I think, kind of a trick that I could do. So there's an order of ops. If I was to choose one of these cards to go fight against one of these other obstacles that I have to face, if it's got a bow and arrow, that allows me to put a progress token on another card, which means I could start going against one of these other obstacles, and before I execute it, I would get to place a progress token against somebody else, which would allow me to place the 8th progress that I need against the Guardian. I can progress against the Guardian. I cannot progress against these while they're still in play. So that is what I think I want to do, which means I need to do one of my cards that has a bow and arrow symbol on it. I've got a red one, or red/blue one, so I could come to one of these. I've got 2 different green ones. Ooh, this one, the fleet arrow, says after this action, draw 2 cards. That's nice, because that's going to keep me having cards in my hand. So I may want to boost this one pretty good. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to do the fleet arrow, and we're going to go up against the failed experiment, because this is a green card. So I'm going up against this wonky person with a lot of arms and 1 tiny little leg, so they're not going to move very fast. This says each time another challenge is discarded, suffer 2 damage. So I don't believe that defeating a Guardian, defeating one of these other ones, counts as a discard. I think there are things that say discard one of these so you can just get rid of it without defeating it. That is I believe that is what they're saying there. So if I ever was to discard one of the other cards, which is helpful, I could just get rid of it, especially, something like this has 14. It'd be nice to not have to go up against that. Then I would take 2 damage to do that, though, while the failed experiment is out here. So fleet arrow comes out. I'm choosing to engage with this failed experiment. I immediately get to place one of my progress tokens because of the bow and arrow, which is going to go over here on the Guardian, which is the 8 that I need to defeat them. So they are out. So this pile right here is a face down discard pile. And this is where, when I progress through levels of the dungeon, they're going to go on here, because there may be things that say, sorry, you lost some ground in the dungeon, you headed back up a bit, and I have to take cards from here and put them back into the well. This one, thankfully, lets me move 5 levels down the dungeon. So I get to take 5 cards. I apparently cannot talk and count in my brain at the same time. So I get to take 5 cards off the well, and at the end of the turn, we'll refill that spot. But we're still engaged with the failed experiment. So that's excellent. The Guardian is gone. We're 5 levels down the dungeon. I think there's 57 cards, I think, in the dungeon or the well. 4 of them went out immediately, and then 3 get seeded into the discard pile face down. So there are 50 levels of the dungeon that we have to get through. We just got through 5, and we're going up against this one. So I'm sitting 2 against the failed experiment. If I lose, I take a hit. If I win, I get to move 2 more down the dungeon. So I'm going to play my Compassionate. I'm taking Compassion, I think, against that. I'm going to take Compassion against the failed experiment. This is a white colored card, and it's adding 4. So I am at 6 already. The white colored card, remember, can be wild. It can go any color. So it's going to go as green, which is what I'm fighting right now. So I'm sitting 6. I will roll the dice. Flivers is here. What's up, friend? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. The purple heart feels very appropriate for Valora Helmsman. All right, so I need 1 green to take out this failed experiment. And I ended up getting 2. So I rolled 1 green based on the die face, and then I rolled the white face on this one, which is a wild. So that is 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 2 more is 8. So I overhit against the failed experiment. They're gone. My 2 cards will go into my discard pile. And I get my reward, which is 2 more levels down the well. So you don't get to see what cards you're passing up as you go down the well for your rewards. You have no idea. Are you getting through a lot of events or other crazy monsters, or you just gotta hope that the good stuff is gonna stick around and that the bad stuff gets blasted by as you fall down the dungeon. Okay, so 2 new cards to fill back up to 4. When this challenge enters play, remove 1 progress from Callous. Oh, we take our first hit from the husk. With each sacrifice, I grow closer to a cure. Aw, the poor husk. Callous sacrificed them, trying to make his cure. So that changed my 10 down to 9. And remember, this is one of the clocks for losing the game. And then a Hungry Chest came into play. When this challenge enters play, move 1 progress from every other card to it. None of the cards have progress. Well, I imagine that counts for Callous as well. So maybe that one should have had a progress on it. So let's play that way. Because it says every other card. So we're going to put 1 on this one from when it first came in, because Callous had 10. And we're going to put 1 on this one now, and those 2 are going to come out of Callous's pool. So Callous is down to 7. These Hungry Chests are helping him out. That's not good. But they made themselves weaker. So they're down 1 each. So they're sitting only needing 4. Okay. Oh, but I didn't give myself all of my rewards. So my Fleet Arrow, remember, after this action, I get to draw 2 cards. You gotta remember all the little bits, because having cards is critical. And I've taken no hits yet. My health is still at 10. So I can try to take out one of these Hungry Chests. Ooh, so this cipher. Wow. Okay. So this one says, if completed, set this challenge aside. And the reason that it says that is once this challenge is completed, all non-combat challenges, so that's going to be traps and other puzzles, come into play with 2 progress already on them. So by solving this cipher, Callous's cipher, I would get 2 progress on every non-combat challenge. But 14, there's no penalty to failing it. So it's just going to take a couple of turns to get through 14 hits. Man, that's nice though, because these guys would have come in practically done if I already had Callous Cipher. So this one's power is done. These one's powers are done. So I just have to face them. Do I want to go up against that big baddie? So I've got. Oh, and I should say that if you don't want to play a card, you don't have to, but you do still have to roll the dice. So you are still going to go up against something, and you have to choose which color you're going up against. You don't get to roll and see what color would work best for your roll. But you don't have to play a card. Valora's Bow. If this card is in your hand, add +1 to the value of any bow action, any bow and arrow you play as an action. So if I hold on to this one, then this gets a +1 as it goes to shoot something. Oh, maybe that might work out nicely. Okay, so why don't we go up against one of these chests, because they're not too tricky. But I don't get anything, right? Yeah, so the reward is nothing, but also the penalty is nothing. They're just taking up space. So they're preventing me from moving down the dungeon. It's kind of lame. Ooh, all right, here we go. So we're going to go up against the Husk. We're going to use the Quick Shot, which has the bow and arrow symbol on it. So I get to activate Valora's power, which says for every bow and arrow you play as an action or boost, you may add 1 progress to any challenge not currently being attempted. So I get to go pop one of the other challenges. But what's great is I have Valora's bow in my hand, and this text says if this card is in your hand, add +1 to the value of any of the bow and arrows that you play as an action. So not as a boost, but as an action. So that means that this one just did 2 progress damage against something. So now the question is, do I want to start racking it up against this Cipher? It feels like it would be good to try to get this out of the way quickly because I want to take advantage of that ability. These guys, yes, they're clogging up space and they're easy hits, but I want to do everything I can to take out the Cipher. So I'm going to start chipping away at it. So I'm sitting 2. I can boost it up to twice. So I'm going up against green. So I'm going to add well traveled. So I'm going to add this +1. So I'm sitting 2, +1, 3. What's cool is after this action, if you have any bow and arrows left in your hand, you may return this card to your hand. I do happen to have one, so this gets to come back. Deadpan, what's up, friend? Happy Thursday to you. Hope you're doing great. Hope work is good, life is good, gaming is good. Jess is off getting some, hopefully, wonderful, clean, fresh air outside. Was saying earlier, we've had a pretty good sized fire not too far away from us. If you kind of want to know what part of the country you live in, you can look up the Flat Fire, FLAT. That is not far from us. When it first started, late last week, I think, we could actually see the glow of the flames. But thankfully for us, I know there are people whose lives are being, devastated. Thankfully, not a whole lot, but there are people whose lives are being devastated by this. They've lost their homes. But thankfully for us, it decided to move south and not east. So it didn't head towards us. We did get a lot of smoke. So it's been hazy, and Jess is out there walking S right now, trying to enjoy some wonderful nature, and hopefully not getting too much of a lung full. But yeah, we're praying and hoping for that fire to be done soon. There's a town called Sisters, which is a really cool old kind of like westerny town. A lot of cool old wood saloon building type things and everything. It's been heading towards them, but the firefighters are doing awesome, and they're keeping it at bay right now. We have some really good firefighting out here, and thankfully so, because it's pretty dry. And we get a lot of thunderstorms, and those thunderstorms carry a lot of lightning and lightning strike. A lot of the fires out here are lightning strikes. Just wild. Okay. So I did my cards. I could boost again if I wanted to, but remember, like, running out of cards is bad. So I want to try to keep my card level good. I will take a hit if I fail, but I get this card back. So I don't know. Do I want to boost again? So I'm sitting at 3 against, I need 7. If I boost again, I could boost with +2. I could boost with +3. No. Okay. I'm not going to boost this time. I'll take the hit. Okay, so we're sitting 2-3. Got to roll the 4 dice and see how we do. So we're looking for greens. I got 1 off of a green face and 1 off of the white Kinfire face. So I get 2 more. 3, 4, 5. So I hit for 5 of the 7 against the husk. I take a hit, so my 10 goes down to 9. I like the little 10-sided die to represent your heart. But the power on this one says after this action, if you have any bow and arrows in your hand, you may return this card to your hand. I do, so I get to keep that one. I don't have to discard it. So that is cool. And I might actually just immediately play it again, because I can punch things pretty good. Maybe it's time to do that. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Oh. If I go up against something else. Yep. There we go. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to play this Eyes of the Huntress as a red. So discard before any seeker rolls to skip that roll. I guess that's another power I can do. I don't understand why I wouldn't want to roll, but I could avoid that. The ability, though, is 2 for red up against the Hungry Chest. No, I'm going to use it as blue. I'm going against Callous's Cipher. So now I've got the bow and arrow symbol, and I've got Valora's bow in my hand, which says if this card is in your hand, add +1 to the value of the bow and arrow as an action. I'm playing it as an action, so instead of hitting for 1, I get to hit for 2. So I'm going to come over here, and I am going to pop the husk for 2, which takes them to 7, which completes them. They are goners. My reward is 3 more movement down the well. So that feels good. We're cruising. And now I'm going up against the Callous Cipher. I can boost this if I want, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm just going to start chipping away a little bit. I want to save my cards. So I'm playing this as a blue. I need to roll blue faces on the dice to get as many hits as possible. Currently hitting for 2 plus. Okay, not too bad. So I rolled 2 blue faces. I did roll the dark face. That is just a bonk. There's no penalty or anything like that unless something tells you that there's a penalty, which I don't have right now. So I hit for 2 more plus those 2, so I hit for 4. So I'm working out this cipher slowly. So that's 6 of the 14 that I need, and this card is discarded. And now I will refill for where I got rid of that husk. All right, now we have the mental parasite. So this says each time you roll that dark face, you discard a card. That's bad. Oh, sweet. We got a raid coming in from Sloth Journey. Hello, friends. It is great. Sojourners have wandered your way. I hope they help me get down this well, because this is a challenging game. It is great to have you in. It is going good so far. We've lost 1 health, but we've cranked down quite a few levels of the well. We are trying to take out Callous. He's a jerk. Sloth, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that Jess is going to be streaming with you on Saturday. If I have mistaken that, I ask for your forgiveness, but I was telling people if they wanted to see Jess, she is going to be doing a special thing on Saturday. So if that is something that you are going to be doing, celebrating 4 years of streaming. Oh, sweet. Cool. I knew there was an event. I didn't know what event it was. So that is great. 4 years of streaming. That is so cool, friend. And that's going to be on Saturday. Jess is sometime in the afternoon Pacific time, like 3 to 5 or something like that. So friends, come hang out in Sloth Journey's Twitch channel. Celebrate 4 years of streaming with them. That's a really, really cool thing to be a part of. And I think you're going to be going for quite a few hours. So if you know what hours those are, 3 p.m. is when Jess is going. Okay, what time are you starting? And hello, Cosmic Beat. Welcome in. See the wave. 12 hours for the 4 years. That's cool. Starting at 9 a.m. Okay, 9 to 9. That's great. Well, hopefully I'll get to watch a lot of what you got going on. Jess will be there at 3. So if you're missing her tonight, friends, you get to see her lovely face in just a couple of days and get to do a lot of cool streaming with Sloth on Saturday. So check that out. She is doing good. She is getting some fresh air. She needed to be outside. So she is going for a nice long hike / walk. We've got this really cool canyon by our house. You're very welcome. Absolutely. Love getting to help out friends and tell people to hang out with them. Friends are great. So we got this really cool canyon by our house, and it's got this beautiful walking path through it and all kinds of dirt trails, and it's just really, really fun. I ride my bike through there. We go walking with our dog, and she is taking a nice long walk. She's been doing this challenge. I'm not endorsing these or whatever. This is just something cool you could do if you're looking for a way to kind of entice yourself into exercising and moving your body. It's called the Conqueror's Challenge. It's virtual challenges that you have to pay for. They do have a cost. But you get to do some kind of maybe adventure type thing. Like they have Lord of the Rings ones, they have Star Wars ones, Star Trek ones, but they also have like just real places in the world that you can walk along. It virtually knows how far you've been walking because you use an app so it can track like, okay, I did 2 miles today. And you do 2 miles in real life, but then you also get to have 2 miles of progress on this virtual challenge that you're doing. And if you're doing one of the real world ones, it gives you some historical facts. It shows you Google Street View of where you're walking. I'm doing one right now. That's the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. Really cool, epic cliffs and this awesome basalt columns that form up. And so I'm riding my bike on this one along the coast in Ireland, and as I progress, it gives me more and more information about it. And at the end of it, you get these cool medals that they have created. So, you know, we have to bribe ourselves sometimes to get the shiny things. But they are epic looking. These are not just, a circle with a stamp that says like, winner or way to go. It is something themed around what you just did. So the one that I'm doing, it's in Ireland, so it has Irish elements to it. The one that Jess is working on right now is Tokyo. She's doing a walk through Tokyo, so hers has really cool elements of Tokyo on it that she's going for. If you do the Star Wars ones, they have like 9 different challenges you could do, and you get elements of all the Star Wars movies, and it's just really cool. So we're doing those Conqueror challenges. If you do decide to do them, we can show each other progress. We can root each other on, and would love to do that with you. So if anybody decides to do a Conqueror challenge, let Jess know. Whisper to her on here, and we'll be able to kind of connect and see how that's doing. So she's off progressing in a canyon here in Oregon, but moving virtually through Tokyo. So pretty cool. All right, so the mental parasite came out. Each time that I roll the dark side face, I have to discard a card. Discarding cards is bad. Running out of cards in this creates exhaustion. So I'm trying to keep as many cards in my hand as I can. Oh, and there's a new penalty symbol that I don't recognize. -2 with a little card face. If you fail, you have to discard 2 cards from your hand. Ouch. So the parasite is sapping your ability to keep going down this game. Forgive me as I need to go and de-stream it. And hey, I 100% understand that. Thank you for rating in, Sloth, and good luck on your 12-hour stream this weekend. Those are fun. They are also very exhausting and challenging. So I hope it goes very, very smoothly and that you have a blast. So we'll see you on Saturday. Check out Sloth Journey on Saturday, folks. Okay, on to the next one. Where are we going? So I have a lot of green cards. And then I have 1 blue and 1 white. So I could do the red. Maybe I'll try to take out one of those chests. Because if I can defeat, or after I do this action, the standing tall, if I don't use a boost on it, I can charge my lantern, or I can get rid of an exhaustion. So I want to charge my lantern because I want to get that in place. So I'm going to go up against one of these. No, I'm going to go up against the Cypher. I'm going to keep chipping away at it. That's going to be 3 more towards it. It doesn't say I have to complete it. It's just that after I do this action, I get my lantern. So let's go, folks. So we're trying to roll blues. So this is 3 on a white card that I'm going up against a blue puzzle. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. So I rolled 2 blue faces, and I did not roll the dark face. So this card, it says each time you roll the dark face, discard a card. That doesn't matter if you're going up against this particular challenge. That's any of them. So thankfully, I did not roll that face. I do not have to discard a card, and I get to add 3 extra progress. So I'm sitting 3 plus 3 more. So that is 6. So of the 14, I have 9, 10, 11, 12. I am 2 away. And after this action, if it was not boosted, which it was not, I get to charge my Kinfire Lantern. So my lantern now becomes available. This is a white card that I would use in lieu of one from my hand. And it says I do not roll this turn. X is equal to any value 0 to 7 of your choice. So I would get to choose 0 to 7 to go knock out something. So at the right moment, like I could apply it to this mental parasite, and I could gamble and say I'm going at it with 7 and then roll the dice, and I would just need 1 more blue face to knock it out. That's not a bad thought. Be able to just knock that out so fast. Or, well, my only other option from my hand is I have 3 green cards. I need to get some new cards out here. I need some greens. I have This noble education. After this action, you may either draw a card or move up to 2 progress from any card to a challenge. So I could potentially draw another card if I used this. But I don't want to go up against that. I could just apply it to this and be done. And then I would get to... I could move some progress around a little bit. Then I could shift at least one of those over to that other hungry chest to weaken them up a little bit. So why not? Oh, man. No, I'm going to do the snipe. I'm going to try to take out this parasite. So I'm going to use this as blue going up against the mental parasite. I am not going to boost it because I'm choosing this to be a 7. So I need 1 extra from my dice to be a blue. Hopefully I don't regret that. I'm a gambler. Let's go for it. Oh, excellent. So I got a blue and I got the white face. So I didn't roll the dark, which is great. So no penalty there. Plus this gives me 7, 8, 9 to go up against the mental parasite. Oh, I do not roll this turn. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. So forgot I'm not allowed to roll. So I will just commit this card instead. So I'm going to commit the 7 plus these 2 to take out the mental parasite. Oops, oops, oops. So, dang, that would have been a great roll too. My reward is moving down 3 down the well. Sweet. The mental parasite is gone. And please let it be a green card. It's another mental parasite. Dang it. Can't shake these parasites. I only have green cards, and I used my snipe. So I discharged my lantern. So I cannot go up against any of these with a card. I can choose to just go up against Callous Cipher without a card. That is allowed. So I guess why not? I need 2 hits here. 2 blues. Oh, no blues. And I rolled the dark face of this, so I have to discard a card. You are allowed to choose which one you want to discard. So it's time to try. I guess I'll get rid of that one. Okay, and I rolled no extra blue progress, so I'm kind of stuck here. I could exhaust myself and draw back up to 8 cards, but I want to see if I can knock this out and get to a green without having to discard too many from the parasite. Oh, gross. Another awful roll. So I rolled another of the dark. So we'll get rid of Valora's bow. Hold on to that. And so I discarded the card. I didn't add any blue. One more time. I mean, if I got to discard my hand anyways, I might as well just do it this way, trying to take out the puzzle. There we go. Jeez. But I did roll that dark face again, so I had to lose my last card. But I got 2 progress, so that's the 14 I need to go up against Callous Cipher. So this one says, if completed, set it aside. And the reason that you need to do that is because once this challenge is completed, all non-combat challenges, so puzzles and traps, enter with 2 progress already on them. So the puzzle has helped me learn information about how Callous operates. All right, so I also get a reward of 4 delving down the well, so that is good, close to halfway. And then we fill back up. Ooh, we have an event. So I have no cards, but I can go up against this event without cards. Discard this card and a challenge. If it is a husk, discard your hand and draw a new hand without gaining an exhaustion. Well, we don't have a husk, but I am going to get rid of this event, Stolen Essence. So this is out. And it says get rid of another challenge. I am going to get rid of this Mental Parasite because those are awful. Okay, so that was nice. And I didn't have to roll anything because that was an event. I didn't have to use a card. So now we have two more things. Oh, there's a husk. That would have been nice before. I could have drawn a new hand. Okay, so now that I've completed the cipher, I'm getting nothing but combats, which the cipher doesn't help with. All right, so I have no cards. I have to go up against these things. I have to draw an exhaustion. It says, life leached away. I could barely wake you up, Roland. Oh, Roland is the other character. He's cool looking too. So both these characters are really cool. This is Roland. He's a blue-faced, red-bearded, awesome goatee pattern cut into his hair. And I like that he's got like the brown vest with the white color shirt. It's very professor-y. Okay, remove 2 progress from Callous, or all 10 if you've reached the bottom of the well. Then shuffle this card back into the exhausted deck. Oh, crap. So that is waking Callous up faster. So Callous started with 10 progress on them. They're now at 5. If ever that goes down to 0 and I haven't reached the bottom of the well, game over. So we gotta move fast. We don't want Callous to find that cure and get themselves out. All right, so that was an exhaustion. Now I get to draw back up to 8. That is all the rest of my hand. So here's some red. Now we're gonna go bust up some traps, some hungry chests. All right. So I have this cipher. I have 2 chests, each need 5. This combat is black. You may not attempt this challenge. Suffer 1 hit for each card you discard from your hand when facing the anomaly. So every time I have to discard a card from my hand, I also suffer a health damage. And I cannot attempt this challenge. Means I have to find other ways to get progress onto them. They only need 5, but I can't do it through a fight. So I got to try to use her ability of adding progress to other challenges. All right, let's see what we can do. So I have 2 reds and a blue challenge. I got a lot of red cards. Oh man, Master Tracker. If you complete a combat, double any progress or reward you would receive. That's cool. Okay, here's a good one. Shot to the knee. So I'm going to go up against one of these hungry chests. It's only a 2, but it's got the bow and arrow symbol. And with Valora's power, for each bow and arrow symbol on an action or a boost, I get to add a progress to a different challenge I'm not attempting. So this is how I can start chipping away at this anomaly. That only takes 5, but I can't fight it any other way. But if I defeat this through other means, I get to dive 8 down this well. That's awesome. That's some serious progress. Okay, so I'm sitting 2 with that, and this is +1 for each bow and arrow symbol that's in my hand. I have 4 bow and arrow symbols in my hand. So this card is worth 6. So I've already got it. I don't need to roll, but I'm going to roll because I want to just hit the heck out of this hunger. Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot. When the Husk entered play, remove a progress from Callous. Suck. Callous is down to 4. Okay, so I punched the crap out of this hungry chest. 2 here, 6 there. Only need 5. The chest is gone. Okay, so my reward is nothing. So that chest has just been hogging up a spot. Now, hopefully I can get something better in here. More combat. Ugh. So I got the triplets. I believe there are multiple copies of this card. And if there are more than one in play, every other copy of the triplets gains +7 difficulty. So if I'm fighting one, the other ones that are out become worth 14. I got to get rid of those triplets as fast as possible. That's a lot. I don't want another one of those to come out. It is green. I do have a pretty strong green. After this action, suffer 1 wound for each time it was boosted. So I could choose to not boost it. It's a 4. Calm Diplomat. Discard at the start of any turn to discard a challenge with no progress on it. Okay. So I don't have a whole lot of blue cards in my hand. I have 1. It's not a lot. So this Husk right here is going to be hard to go up against. So I'm going to discard the Calm Diplomat. And I am going to get rid of the Husk. Because it says discard at the start of any turn to discard a challenge with no progress on it. So the Husk is gone. I don't get any reward for that because it's just discarded. And that is not the end of the turn. That is just what that card can do. We'll see if I regret that, because maybe there's going to be some really, really difficult thing that comes out. All right, so these triplets. Splatter Arrow. After this action, suffer 1 hit for each time it is boosted. Oh yeah, that's right. But that's a good card. It can work. Let's go for it. Okay, so we're going to go after these triplets with the Splatter Arrow, which starts with 4. It's got the bow and arrow symbol on it, so I get to throw 1 at something else. So we're going to keep chipping away at that anomaly. And then I'm going to boost it with Sharp Eyes, which is +1, but also has an arrow symbol on it, so I get to hit something else again. So that's getting that anomaly almost gone. So I'm sitting 4 + 1 is 5. I will take a hit because I boosted that card, and it said any boosts are going to be -1 damage. So that's, but it gets me at 5 against 7. So I need 2 green here. Come on, green. Yes! Look at that. The dice gods are being my friends tonight. So that's 2, 3, 7. Exact change. And I have to take 1 hit, so my 9 goes down to 8. Because the splatter arrows apparently are very dangerous. They splattered some of the triplets' guts on me. But the triplets give me 4 movement down the well. And now we fill again. All right, we're definitely over halfway. More husks. Dang it. When this challenge enters play, remove 1 progress from Callous. And an obstacle. All non-combat challenges enter play with 2 progress. So my Cipher started helping me. So when this challenge enters play, remove 1 progress from Callous. The Hunger Chest when this challenge enters play, move one progress from every other card to it. All right, we'll still see. If I end up losing badly, then I might have been playing those hungry chests strong. Because those took 2 of the progress off of Callous, which is... That's rough. One of the exhaustions takes 2. And our exhaustions are so bad. Okay, so I think I need to go up against... I gotta get rid of one of these chests. That's all I can fight. Planetarium. If completed, draw 1 card for every excess progress on this challenge. That's cool. So I want to just punch the heck out of that thing if I can. Okay, so I am gonna play that this didn't happen. That just seems too strong that it's taking it from those. When the text on this one specifically says take a progress from Callous, and the exhaustion card says take a progress from Callous, the hungry chest just says take progress from other cards. It doesn't say Callous, so I don't know. Ooh. So I could do an acid arrow. After this action, place 2 extra progress on the challenge you choose for the Guardian from Afar ability, which is my bow and arrow ability. So if I go up against one of these 2, sure, that'll finish that off. Okay, great. So we're going to throw an acid arrow at the planetarium. It's only worth 1. Oh, but I do get to roll the dice. It has the bow and arrow on it, and it says after this action, place 2 extra progress. Oh, so maybe I'll go up against this one, because that means I can throw 3 at this thing. Yes. So I'm going to do 1 here on the planetarium. Roll the dice. I'm hitting the husk for 1. And that's blue. I shouldn't have changed. Green was the magic color this time. But I get to hit for 2 extra on the planetarium, which puts it at 5. Now I have to go up against the red because that's all I've got. And we'll do the solid shot against the hungry chest. So this is 4. The hungry chest only needs 5. I'm going to use the bow and arrow to throw another arrow at the planetarium because that is 6 there. So if I can really punch this hard, for every progress I can put on it over 7, I get to draw cards. Okay, so 4, roll the dice. I need 1 red. And I get 2. So that's gone. That's gone. No rewards for that, but it's out of the way. I have a resonant stone. This gets 2 progress because this is a puzzle. This is non-combat. All other challenges gain -1 difficulty. If you fail any other challenge, fail at 1 extra time. Oof. Okay. Well, this sucks. I need some cards. Okay. Well, I only have red cards, so I guess I'll go up against that puzzle. I'm probably going to take a hit. Ugh, these cards are not great. Okay, that's fine. So we'll take a hit there. Is this a boost at all? No. So I'm going at it with 0. Why would I want to do that then? So let me see if I choose to exhaust myself. You do not draw any cards. You may choose to exhaust yourself. In fact, if your hand is empty, you must exhaust yourself and draw a new hand of cards. To exhaust yourself, discard the remaining cards and then draw the top of the exhausted deck and put it in play. Afterwards, draw a new hand of cards based on how many secret. Okay. Okay. So I guess I might as well just go for this. Because I'm going to take a hit. But it's okay. Come on, Reds. Got 1 for the Kinfire phase. So that's 1 hit against there. Take a hit. Would have been nice to get a few more. I did not complete a combat. I have 1 card left that I cannot use. So I'm going to discard it. I'm going to exhaust myself. I got drained. Remove 1 progress from Callous. Oof. 5 if I reach the bottom. Then shuffle this card back into the exhausted deck. Blech. This exhaustion keeps helping him. Okay, now I will draw back up to 8. I have nothing in my draw pile, so I shuffle up my discards. I get it back up to 8. Oh, I hear some puppy paws clicking outside. Jess and S must be back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what can we do now? If I can really kill that, I could draw a bunch of cards, which seems good. So that's green. I have 3 here. Discard at the start of your turn. Okay. 2. 2 and an arrow. So now might be a good time to play the splatter arrow. Because this is, after this action, suffer minus a hit for each time it is boosted. So I would take damage, but I don't really want to boost it. I only need 1 more on this. And I want to go pretty high over to draw some more cards. So I'm going to hit at 4, no boosts, so I don't suffer any damage. So that's 6 already on there, plus 4 right there. It's 10, plus 2 more for those greens right there is 12 against the 7. So I could draw 5 cards. So I'm going to do my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have a massive hand, which is excellent. I get to delve down 2. And then bring in another hungry chest. So the hungry chest. Oh, I didn't do my arrow, which was going against the anomaly. And I gotta remember this. All other challenges gain -1 difficulty. Oh, so that makes the anomaly done. Excellent. Oh, and I suffered an extra damage for each time I discarded a card from my hand. I discarded 1, so I'm down to 6. All the little things, gotta keep track of. Make sure you're playing the rules right. Okay, but the anomaly is gone. That gives me 8 delve. Awesome. And that was from last turn because the arrow that I had. So I have the Observer. Each time a challenge is failed, discard it. Oof. But every time you fail, you go up the well 6. So don't fail. And then the Hungry Chest, when it came in, when this challenge enters play, move 1 progress from any other card to it. So that's 2 for the Cipher, 1 from the Husk, 1 from the Puzzle Stone. All of their challenges gain -1 difficulty. If you fail any of them, fail an extra time. So this is now 4 instead of 5. So that chest is gone. Didn't even have to fight it. It destroyed itself from eating too much. And now we have another Husk. When this challenge enters play, remove 1 progress from Callous. All right, Callous is down to 3, but we're close to the bottom. And we have a very large hand of cards. So I feel like we're in good shape. Let's try to take something out here. We got to dive. So I don't want to fail challenges because that's really bad. But if I fail this one, I go 6 up. Sucks. So the stone, I mean, this makes everything easier while it's in play. All other challenges gain -1. So this becomes just a 5. So I'm going to apply my Noble Education to the Observer, which is blue or green. So I'm using it as blue. So it's counting as 3. After this action, I may either draw a card or move up to 2 progress from any card to a challenge. So I can rearrange. Okay, so that's sitting 3. I only have to hit this for 5 because of the stone. I can boost. I'm going to boost up to 4 with that +1. So that's 3 + 1. This has the bow and arrow, so I get to go hit something else. So I'll throw this at the stone. No, I'm kind of okay with leaving this in play. Although if I fail anything, I fail it harder. But that's fine. I'm feeling okay. So I'm going to throw this up against the Husk. So I'm sitting 3, 4, and I only have to hit for 5. So I need a blue. Oh, man. I didn't roll any blue on those dice, but thankfully I rolled the Kinfire Lightface, which is a wild. So that's 5. This is gone. I get to delve 1, but I don't have to worry about failure. This said, after this action, I may either draw a card or move up to 2 progress from any card to a challenge. So you know what? I'm going to go punch the heck out of this Husk. I'm going to move the 2 that were on that stone over there. And what are we bringing in? Almost to the bottom. Another Guardian. All right. Guardian is one of the things I faced earliest. Progress cannot be added to any non-Guardian challenge. So that means I cannot progress on any of these other ones until the Guardian is gone. Now, I get to delve 5, which is probably going to be pretty darn close to getting me down to the bottom. So let's go take out this guy. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, I only have 1 blue card. Can I boost? Man. Oh, I can boost there. That's 2. If attempting an obstacle, you may reroll. Okay. So we're going to play the Well-Traveled. That's 2 hits. So my travels have helped me know how to defeat the Guardians. I am going to boost I really need to take this thing out. So if I boost, oof, I am not going to beat this thing. So it's 7. So it's 2. I could get up to 4. I guess. Hurts. I don't want to get rid of that card. These are my only shots. So you know what? I'm not going to boost. I'm just going with that. I'm not going to do very good, but I think I'm going to have to just chip away at this guy because the cards that I have. So that's 2. Come on, a lot of blue faces against 7. None. Oh. So I hit for 2, go down 1, so I'm down to 5. If I fail any challenges, I fail an extra time, I'm down to 4. And not great. I do not have great cards to go up against this thing. I have a bunch of red and green. I have like no blue. So going with this one, after this action, place 2 extra progress on the challenge you chose for the Guardian from Afar ability, which is the bow and arrow. However, I cannot hit anything with the bow and arrow because the Guardian is out. I cannot progress on any other challenge. Time Roller's in. What's up, friend? Hope your day's going good. Wrapping up soon. Come on, all the blues. There's 2, so that's 1, 2, 3. So that takes me to 5. Man, oops. Let's go over here. But I lose another. I have got to get rid of this thing. This is bad. Legends loves the Kinfire. These are fun. So I think I don't have to commit a card if I'm just gonna have to roll dice and hope for the best, because I don't have any cards to go up against this Guardian. You may play 1 skill card. You don't have to, but you roll the dice. And if I fail, I'm dead. Wow. Okay, so I have to roll 2 blues right now against this Guardian, or I'm hosed. This game is over if I can't, because I only got 2 health left and I lose 1 every time because of this, and I double my failures every time because of the resonant stone. So, oh, come on, 2 blues right now. I need it. I can't even hook a card up to any of it. No! Oh, I had all red and green, and I could not go up against anything else except the Guardian because I can't add progress to any of these. And I lose. All right, well, to show you how the game would finish out, just so you guys know, if I was successful, so let's say I had rolled 2 blue and I had defeated this Guardian, I would have gotten to delve down 5 down the well. There's only 3 cards left here, so I would have gotten rid of all of those, and then I would have tried to fill the well, and I would not have had anything to fill it with, so I would have reached the bottom, which means I'm going up against Callous. All of the rest of these are out of the way. I flip over, and I'm having a battle of wits with Callous. So, here, if you fail and roll the dark face, discard a card at random from your hand and suffer damage equal to its value. So, I'd have to go up against Callous and defeat him for 25. But first, Callous is surrounded by all of his minions. In order to get to Callous, who is a non-colored card, they are just black, there is no red, green, or blue to them, you have to create the ability to use one of those colors in battle, which means you need to be able to go through these and defeat them, which then creates the ability to go to Callous with that color. So if I go up against, I think one of them says you got, this challenge cannot be completed if you discard this challenge, flip it over. So there's no way to go up against this one. There's got to be something else that allows you to flip this one. So discarding a card. This one, you cannot complete Callous's challenge and win the game if this card is still face up. So you have to defeat Immortality. That makes sense. Immortality is keeping Callous alive. So if I was to go up against Immortality, they have a total hit value of 10. Every time you fail, you lose a health. If you get them successfully flipped over, now I can go up against Callous with green cards. So I could use green cards from my hand, but it says when rolling, if none of the 3 skill dice, which are the ones that have the 3 colors on them, have this challenge's color green, turn this card back over. So if I don't roll a green, and that's on any skill roll, so if I'm going through one of the other colors but I don't roll a green, Immortality's back, and I can't defeat Callous until it's gone. Blue, when attempting this challenge, don't roll. If you complete or discard this challenge, flip it over. So got to get 9 without rolling. So I'm going to have to hit it with just cards and try to boost up to that ability maybe over a couple of turns. However, if I don't do it all in one turn, I lose 3 cards. But if I can get that one flipped over, then I can go through on blue. And he's vulnerable. Callous is now vulnerable to blue actions. So there's no, that one's not getting flipped back over. Red, this challenge cannot be discarded. If you complete it, flip it over. It's got value of 9. Again, no way that that's going back. So if I can flip that one, then he's vulnerable. And then if I can do something that would allow me to discard this, then I could flip it. And now he's vulnerable to green this way. However, doesn't matter if Immortality is still in play. So you want to get at least a couple of these flipped so that you've got a couple of avenues. So with the cards that I had in my hand, I wouldn't care about blue because I had no blue cards. But green and red, I had a lot of. So I would try to get Immortality flipped over so that I could start attacking Callous. Hopefully every time I rolled the dice, I avoid not rolling a green. So Immortality stays flipped over. And then I need to go get one of these two. Because green, I can't use green until this one's flipped over. And I can't use red until this one's flipped over. So it's kind of a cool way to create the paths towards Callous. This is a very hard game. I believe I've heard that this is the hardest version of the game. So they have 2 others. Let me go grab those real quick. I think Jess has played at least one of these on a previous stream. So Kinfire Vainglory Grotto, this was the first one that came out. It is the quote-unquote easiest of them, the lightest of them. Scorn Stockade kind of steps it up a bit, and so this one becomes a little bit harder. And then Callous's Lab is the most recent one and the hardest. And I got my teeth kicked in, so I feel it. But yeah, these are great games. If you have more than one, you can play up to 4 players. Each box has 2 characters in it, and so you get new characters every time. And I've heard that the characters play well even if you're doing them in ones that were not the one that those characters originally came from. So that is Kinfire's Delve. That is how you lose Kinfire's Delve. Did not go well for me, but at least I got close to the bottom. That Guardian, man. Now I learned you might need to keep like a decent assortment of colors, because I got stuck. I had no blue. and I needed blue desperately because those guardians are only blue, and the only way that I could really go up against them. And maybe I shouldn't have let that one card hang out there. That was like, oh, it gets me -1 on every fight, but it also meant that I lose twice. So every time I lost against that guardian, when that combo came out, where I had to defeat the guardian, I needed blue. I had no blue, and every defeat was doubled in hits. That sucked down the health pretty fast. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, Sloth Journey, for rating. Check their stream out on Saturday. They're doing a 12-hour stream to celebrate 4 years of streaming. Jess is going to be part of it. I believe it's 3 p.m. Pacific for her stream with them. But the stream on Sloth Journey is starting at 9. So come hang out and roll through the day, enjoying some lovely company in the background. Let's go back up top. Thank you all for joining me. It's been lovely. I very much appreciate your company, and I hope you all have a really good finish to the week. If you are in the States and you happen to get Labor Day off, I hope you enjoy a 3-day weekend, that it's restful, that it's the best it possibly can be for you, whatever level of rest that can be. We don't always have much ability to rest, so whatever you can get, I hope you can actually enjoy. And yeah, enjoy wonderful times with people. Be nice to people. Hold your head up, and be your true and wonderful self. The world's a better place because you're in it, and we're grateful to know you. Have a wonderful rest of the week, folks. Talk to you soon. Bye.